The most important thing, apart from all the setup and the pack-up, is speaking.
Just listening and talking.
Listening and talking to the
Yeah.
people who come. And it's not just homeless. We have people who are really lonely and looking for community and looking for someone to talk to. And that's just great.
So no doubt you have people that are regulars, like you're seeing them regularly, and then you have new people every week too.
Yeah.
And those numbers have been really grown, haven't they?
Our numbers started out with 2s and 3s. We're now pretty well established around the 12. Last week we had 16.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody doesn't turn up, and there's some that we've seen in the past that we're not seeing now because they often travel. They go to another suburb or another place where they can get support. And so I think we've got a reasonable core of people who are coming now, and that's around about a dozen.
Yeah, and it's taken a while, and a transition, because you guys started here, doing it out of the church, the rationale thinking that, perhaps we would engage people that are in the area, but then you determined that actually we should go where they are, which is the park over here, and you're finding that has attracted more consistency with the people utilizing the service. Yeah.
So we're going into their backyard, basically, where they basically live, and that's been a big plus.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a shout out to something that's an extension of that. So last Sunday, one of the homeless people who comes regularly decided she wanted to put on an event. In fact, she decided to put on 2 events on last Sunday because it was Neighbour Day. And I know that our group know this story, but basically she organised, having lived in her car, wanted to organise 2 special functions, one at Burpengary and one in the park, one for breakfast and one for afternoon tea. And she did that out of the goodness of her heart, and I believe that the love, the care and the concern that we show for others rubs off, and they want to continue to do good as well. I just think it's just such a positive building process, and I'm delighted that it extended into something else that our Brekkie team also supported on the Sunday. So,
great.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to Gail.
Yes.
While we go, everything's prepared. So thank you, Gail, for the work you do. In the background, she purchases, she buys the things that we give out, the things that are used, and she keeps the gear clean and tidy. She does a lot of work.
Organised as well. She's
Thank
a
you,
great
Gail.
organiser. Thank you.
One last question, 30 seconds. The connection potentially between the op shop that we're just starting, which we will spotlight in church life in the future, I'm sure, and this ministry.
So I know what this can look like because I've had experience on the Tweed where I was involved in the ADRA op shop down there and also for a breakfast in the park. And basically they go hand in glove. The people that we meet in the park, I in the past have taken them to the op shop, helped kit them out with clothing that they most desperately needed. Prior to that, we would take bags of clothing into the park and let people choose. But it's also good to take people into the op shop, show them they can try the clothes on, get the right fitting shoes, get the right fitting clothes, and it does so much for their morale. So I think that there is huge positive potential
Real
in
synergy
marrying those up.
Yeah, that's great. Final word, Bob?
The folks that went this morning told our clients that there is going to be an op shop. They said, we'll be there.
That's great. Would you put your hands together and thank all those that are involved? We didn't really explore, if you're interested in getting involved, what you do, but I'm sure that if you went up to Bob here or Ruth or any of the other leaders that are involved, Scott or Kira, they could slot you into a team and you can begin volunteering. So God bless you guys with Brekkie.